last time on CISRA 1984.
There are things that go bump in the night. We bump back.
You're never worried they might turn on you, right?
Glistening with olive oil like a Greek wrestler.
While you are trying to sleep, you feel a lot of pressure on your right arm.
You know what? I want to make Murphy fear death.
I'm gonna stone cold stunner one of these dudes.
Yeah.
But then you, at a fit of rage, jab this towards his torso.
Do you think you can handle these guys? I want to make sure Grace is okay.
Someone else was in here. Do you have anyone else who you brought with you?
He was stealing some of the spikes, and so I took one off of him and used it against him.
You see two new people who have entered the building. One of them is tending to Diana, and the other one is a similar sort of crystal golem to Hodge, but of a different color.
Ooh, Agatha, Hodge discovered something else.
We do have one of these guys here. I say we get information out of them, and then we deal with finding our teammates, and then we deal with the moving landmass.
Agatha and Hodge and Yuli were upstairs. The two unconscious people that were running away in the same room. Seth and Jesse were in the basement, and there is still, I guess, that unconscious guy that you threw the knife at. Before we resume, is there any other questions? It has both been a while for some of us, and also I've tried to inform Caitlin as much as possible without really spoiling too much, but I guess if there's any questions that anyone may have about any of this, we could get that taken care of, red at the top here, you know?
Yeah, how do I win?
Roll good this time.
Shit, you know
roll,
what? All
roll
right,
actually good.
DJ Khaled.
You beat
DJ Khaled, we the best!
We the best! Anyway, so...
All he does is win, no matter what.
I'm going to mark... That's strike one. You're on thin ice.
Ooh.
You're on thin ice.
You mean iceberg lettuce?
Yeah, strike two.
Yeah, the Big Mac wasn't strike one.
Shake it off, baby.
Listen,
Yeah.
Is there anything that anyone is wondering or maybe would specifically recapped a bit more thoroughly before we get into it?
Hodge is trusting Seth less and less. Things keep not adding up with Seth's story, so Hodge is becoming very distrustful, which isn't something that's in Hodge's MO.
Right.
They're very much a through the eyes of a child, trust everyone. The stranger offering you candy is your mom's friend.
They know my family's password, so that way when they come up to us, we know that they know each other.
I mean, hey, it's the 80s. The Vans, they were fine.
Listen, they said the word bumblebee, and I'm now in the back of their van.
I think Hodge is more falling for the free puppies one.
Oh, more friends? Absolutely.
I love this. Okay. Why don't we pick up... What is Jesse and Seth doing? I don't know if you all are interacting with each other directly. I know that where we sort of left things off on the basement floor is there is a desk in front of Seth's room. That is where the two freshly born polydags remain, and as well as Murphy's dead ass. There is the unconscious guy in the hallway that you healed up so that way he wouldn't bleed out, but it seems that his calf is thoroughly fucked up because healing quickly through magical means when instead time would have been the better way to heal it up properly, may have caused some damage to his muscles. But that is sort of where the things have been left off for you two. Are you two doing anything in particular?
I think Chitty would try to contact their past selves to ask about the land.
Oh.
Because this is a completely new thing that they're hearing about.
Okay.
I need to get my dice out. Because I'm smart
Yes.
and I always forget. Oops,
Karita rolls with real dice, unlike everyone else here. Which is totally fine. I trust Karita because you've been very honest about all of your failures.
That's not great.
Oh, fuck.
What is my plus for that?
I think it's weird. Because it's a weird move, so you get +2.
It's No, not even. That's a 6.
Oh no! Oh no!
I rolled a 3 and a 1.
I mean, Seth, how much does Seth know about this, and can he help in any way?
I don't think you have any ability to help, honestly.
Okay.
I
What
don't
ability
know.
could you possibly use to help me contact my past self?
This is Jesse's like Avatar: The Last Airbender linking to the past. You know,
Like maybe I could. I don't know. I'm half golem, so maybe I could ground you, and like so whatever electrical or whatever shit's about to happen to you, I can help out a bit. I don't know.
I thought it was a 7 and that would have been so much better.
here you
But it
have
was a
luck.
6.
You've only used 1 luck. If you want to use a luck,
yeah.
you can.
Yeah, I think.
'Cause if you do, you
Doesn't
get 2
her
questions.
doom her to do?
No, the description for when the spellcaster uses a luck point is the official council of wizards is going to poke their nose into your business. So, would you? Okay, you have to sort of weigh out the options here. Do you want another interaction similar to what happened in the interlude at some point, or?
But they kind of both mean the same thing.
Well, here's what I'll say.
Specifically for what they decided last time.
Yes, that's what I'll say. The consequence of the last interaction was unique to that interaction because you had used your past lives power during a monster hunt. That wasn't even necessarily when you used your luck. It was just sort of because of the narrative that had been going through. That is what I felt was most appropriate. So the interaction, and if there is a consequence from that interaction, could be very different this time if you use a luck point and have that conversation with them.
Yeah, especially since last time they were mad that I did it in the middle of a fucking fight.
Right. So whatever sort of happens between now and that next interaction will be dependent on what you do and what they decide to question you on.
Yeah, maybe I should just take it. 'Cause yeah, I'll take the luck.
Okay, so you get 2 questions to ask me from this list here. What are your 2 questions that you would like to ask this past life? Well, I guess before that, what is Jesse doing in this moment to make contact with a past life?
I think they would try and find like a secluded spot, maybe not in their room, but maybe in the library, and just kind of like ask people to stay out for a little bit, to just try and get them just a quiet information. What's the word? Why did I say information? Environment. That's what I was trying to say.
I need some quiet
and just
information,
kinda-
please.
That's known as whispering. And they just kind of like set up like a comfy spot on the floor, maybe like a pillow or a little blanket, and just kind of meditate for a moment.
Okay. When we sort of see it or like imagine this situation, Jesse is still in like full color while everything around them is sort of like either black and white or in like this like negative space sort of look. And when that encompasses the environment around them, there is a oh no, now my brain hurts. What looks like a spectral humanoid, maybe even like mirroring the way that you are sitting down across from you in this moment, and they are there to answer whatever questions you have currently. So what are your 2 questions?
I think my first question is gonna be, what did a past life discover about the moving land, if any?
What it discovered is, even though there are quite a lot of creatures that could send out an electrical charge, whether that be just something they normally do or similar to the shock hairs where they gather electricity and then expel it somewhere, it is not necessarily dependent on the creatures to sort of provide that electricity. Sometimes, if the weather is right, even a bad storm with enough happening with the lightning can strike it enough times and in just the right way to provide just enough.
All right. My next question, I'm torn between 2. Either what does a past life advise me to do now, or what important hidden secret can a past life show me the way to? Because that'd be fun. But I think I'm gonna go with what does a past life advise me to do now?
I think the past life will tell you if you need to focus on these other things right now. You can do that comfortably, knowing that that land will not move soon. So what you should do now is clean up. You need to figure out what you've been sort of conflicted with the, everything from the break-in, Grace and Corbin being gone. Because if you are too worried about those things, and if they go like unattended to, then by the time you do need to get to like taking on the land, you're going to be either too distracted or unprepared in some way.
All right.
What would Seth be doing then in this sort of same instance?
Well, we still got that guy, and so I guess I'll tie him up in the training room. That seems like the most decently secure place. It probably has the equipment I need. It has like a human-sized post that I can tie him to. So
sure, and I'll even say too, like because of the knife that was thrown into his calf, thanks to Jesse, you can very much assume that he would have a tough time walking anyway. But tying him down and making sure that he's secure is A-okay, and that's all good.
Does he have anything in his pockets?
This was the person with the axe, so I don't think they had a gun on them. I think they just had the axe. I think they may have had a few of the tranquilizer darts that you're pretty familiar with because you had stolen some and used them on Murphy.
I will pocket those.
You're going to take more of them, okay. Is there anything else you're going to do here?
Oh, actually, while he's tied up, can I, like, heal more?
Oh, yeah. Whether that be with your magic or... There was a first aid
something.
kit.
We can just, like, assume... I don't have to roll. We can just assume I heal.
Well, here's what I'll offer you.
Okay.
The med kit will give you 1, and I think your magic, if you want to do that instead, would give you 2. So it's up to you.
I'll take the safe road, and I'll just take 1. So I'm at 1 damage now. 1 harm.
So the scene, I think, is just then like, Jesse is talking with someone from their past lives, and while that is happening, Seth tied this person up and is tending to their wounds. We can then pan our way back upstairs to where Agatha and Hodge and Yuli are. Yeah, the last conversation was about Hodge and the potential of them having some kind of magic. Hodge, do you have any instant thing that you want to like work your way towards after that, or what would you like to do?
I think Hodge would go alone in their room, and they would try to see if they can conjure something. Like the fact that they know that golems sort of had this inane, I think I'm using that word right, inane magical ability. I think they would go try and just like focus and see what they could do.
Interesting.
Hodge, this is a sealed base. There better not be no dirty smoke clouds coming out of your room.
Yeah, Hodge is gonna rip some fucking clouds.
Yeah, I don't know if
gonna
you're
rip
getting
some cotton.
Or
I feel like I want to make this into a roll, but with the caveat of me at least saying, if you like rolled a failure, you're not going to die.
Right. Okay,
like
that's
it would
fair.
just be like a unsuccessful in this regard. This would be a low stakes kind of roll. Just give me a weird roll.
watch us fail this too.
Well, that's a 6, baby.
That is a 6, baby.
You just have to say it, Mark.
It's like that meme of the kid with the dodgeball.
Mark
God.
and experience. And what I will say is happening is you, after learning like, oh, golems should have some kind of magical ability, you then go to your room and start going like, okay, let's do this. And you just start staring at your hands and like...
And I think Hodge is also just... I like to imagine someone walks by and they just hear that. They're like, what the fuck
Well, I
is
was
going
going
on
to say,
in there?
I think Agatha and Yuli are both sort of in the doorway, maybe just like looking and seeing and hearing this, and are just kind of like, he'll figure himself out, I guess. Wow. Okay. Yuli, what would Yuli like to do?
I don't know, go to bed? Like, I don't know. Did we just have this big
It
fight?
looks like I'm out.
Hang on, we
Yeah.
were talking about Yuli, not Caitlin. Hang on.
Well, I would say Yuli, in comparison to everyone else, Yuli only did attack the two people that were upstairs. It was very low effort for Yuli, I would say.
Well, that's good because she's like, how many months old is she? She's younger.
She's 3.
She's 3. Oh, wow, what baby. Maybe I split off from Agatha and go check on Hodge.
Okay, that's the scene then, is the as Agatha and Yuli are just watching Hodge stare at their hands and scream, Yuli walks in and is just like, what's up? So yeah, how does
Hey
this
bud,
go?
you alright?
Is that working for you? The screaming and the looking at the hands?
Not really, no. I just, once I learned that we have the ability to tap into magic, I was hoping it would just be something I could just do,
You'll get it eventually. It'll be okay. You just kind of do it, and then she does it. She does the fire. And you just do it, and that's fine.
I'm liking Yuli flexing on Hodge immediately, asserting her
Yeah,
dominance.
exactly.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. So it was a long day. Get some sleep. We could practice. We could try to do some stuff.
Not being able to do magic affects 3 out of 5 golems. Don't ever forget.
They make a pill for that,
It's a magic pill.
You take pills?
Yeah, I just kind of grind them up and let them seep into my crystal.
I assume he just throws them at what he doesn't have a mouth, so he just throws them at his face, and then they're all scattered over the floor.
I feel much better.
Yeah. Tylenol by Bryan Cranston. I love this.
We're getting
but
too far off.
What do you do?
Well, now it's just like second nature, but at the beginning, I just kind of man, it was only 2 months ago when I learned how to do this. Out of the 3 months I've been alive.
And I already forgot how I did it. It's just so easy.
It's just so second nature. I just kind of concentrate a lot and get real quiet and just and think real hard. Was that a good enough description for you?
I mean, it's better than what I was doing, I suppose.
Yeah, you screamed a lot. Yeah.
I
assumed
assumed,
release.
yeah, I assumed that it would just happen if I willed it to,
Well, maybe we can practice tomorrow to will it. And it's hard to explain. I'm kind of at a loss. I really don't know. I also don't know what out of character. I also don't know what makes it work.
Hey, guys, pulling the curtain back. I don't know how the fuck I'm doing this.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. No, I honestly,
I thought that was Yuli just dropping the character of being like, all right, look, I have no idea what the fuck.
No, I genuinely, I think that is very fitting, both as a real explanation and as an explanation as to what Yuli would provide, because I think it is just inherent. You just know how to do it because of the type of magic that it is, and whatever magic Hodges is just never either was obvious or just never was something that came up in any form that would become second nature. So I honest to God, this fits, narratively speaking. Maybe one thing that you would know is fire is something that you use, but it is also part of your animating force. So there's maybe some link there, right?
What's Hodge's force?
Music.
Oh, it's the music. Right. I listen to the show.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan.
Hey, long time fan, first time caller here.
That's exactly.
And I've come to dunk on Hodge about telling him how easy magic is.
You got your tunes. Maybe it has something to do with that.
I suppose it's such a odd thing,
We're kind of odd things, Hodge. That's not bad or anything, but we're not human. So we just function different.
Thank you for this. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Yuli.
Yuli. Thank you, Yuli. It's been a weird couple of days.
Yeah, the energy here is kind of wild. We came in a weird time.
Yeah, literally any other day, other than this week, y'all would have been fine, but it's fine. I'm sure things will get back to normal here soon. Thank you again.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
And then Hodge is gonna do the finger guns. It sounds good.
She's gonna do it back, but hesitantly, because I don't think she knows what that is.
I assume it was going to shoot fire out of her fingers.
Ooh, yeah, it's like when you do the little snapping finger guns thing. Like there's little flames that flicker off your fingers, and I wonder if
All
that
right, well
even-
now you're just showing up.
I'm sorry. It just happens.
it's just
happens.
so easy.
It's just so easy.
Okay.
She's rubbing in his face like a bunch of pills.
Sorry.
I think then if no one else has anything they want to do for the night. Well, I guess early morning, because that is around the time that the break-in happened. Both Yuli and Agatha have also sort of done what Seth has done, and they took the two bodies that were upstairs. They're not none. The only person, by the way, that has died is Murphy. So if I refer to anyone as a body, it's because I don't know. I'm being silly. I'm just in a goofy mood.
I'm in a silly, goofy mood, you know?
So chaotic.
They took the two bodies that were upstairs and also tied them down next to the person that Seth had tied up in the training room.
So now there's 3 unconscious people.
There's 3 unconscious people in the training room. There's a dead Murphy in Seth's room. Diana Foley is also resting right now in one of the living quarters. Both Grace and Corbin are nowhere to be found. There are the 2 polydags still scratching at the door. I don't know if anyone wants to do anything about that before the next few hours passes, or if someone wants to wait until after. But if no one wants to do anything at the moment,
Hang on. They're in my room, so where do I sleep?
wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say that if we don't want to deal with it right now, Jesse could offer their room and Jesse would sleep in the library.
Okay,
Okay.
that works.
If you're comfortable in the library, yeah, sure.
Yeah, they probably have a bunch of just like comfy spots all over.
There's a small detail I'll give Jesse while you are in the library. It's not nearly as ransacked as some of the other rooms were, but you do notice that there are a few like books that have either been pushed around and are sort of scattered on the floor.
How dare they? I am going to murder them.
Okay. If that is it for this time, then we'll let the next few hours pass. The sun is rising. And what would someone like to do? I am now at the point where it is anyone's game to do anything. There are the 3 people tied up in one room. There are the 2 missing people, one of them being a CISRA agent, the other one being a civilian. There are the polydags in Seth's room. There is the other bigger thing that may not be necessarily as prevalent, the moving land and the shock hairs and whatnot. Who would like to take the initiative here and see where things go?
Can I ask a move question?
Sure.
I picked up a new one when I leveled up, enchanted clothing. It doesn't state anywhere, but does it count as armor?
I thought that's what it was, but let me double check that with you. Funeral clothing, it's enchanted with any change in appearance, take -1 harm from any source.
Because I feel like you would say +1 armor.
Right, because you do have the shield spell, which talks about having +2 armor. This feels like it's almost like it's inherently magical.
Yeah. That's why I was asking, because it says this doesn't stack with any other armor. So I was wondering if the enchanted clothing counts as armor or not.
You said it was like a -1 to everything, right? So it's like just like
yeah,
as
from
long
any
as she
source that
wears
tries to
it.
get at you. So even the ones that are ignore armor would still be affected by this.
Yeah, I think that this is somehow like a level above armor, where it is just -1 harm. That's crazy.
Jesus. Man, we should have all been spell slingers.
Oh, Hodge, did you have an idea of what you wanted the gun modification to be?
Is Agatha in herself, like, does she have magic?
I don't think you know that.
I think Hodge would then just ask her, like, hey, I guess I never learned if you had special powers, like how Jesse does and how Yuli does, but can you imbue this with something?
Unfortunately, no. I a lot of what I do is just from a lot of training and practice. So, no, I don't have anything magical about
Okay.
me. Maybe like in a different, like maybe like the way I take care of monsters is done so magically, right? But not in like not the way like Jesse or anyone else can do it. No, I'm sorry. I mean,
Fair.
I can still modify this in whatever way you might need.
I mean, then yeah, could you just, I suppose, make it hit a little harder then? Actually, no. Could you make it to where I can carry a couple more bullets in this thing?
Yes. Yes, I absolutely can. Okay. So right now, I will say then for the time being, Agatha will be busy, right?
Yeah.
So Agatha will now be working on Hodge's gun to essentially remove the reload tag from the handgun. So that way you don't have to take an action in between your shots to reload.
Okay.
Does anyone else have something that they would like to try?
I guess Agatha and Hodge are off, manipulating the gun. And I can say hi to Yuli. Hello.
Hi. End scene.
Yeah, and
And
Seth walks out. No, actually, Seth just passes her in the hall, and he says hi, and then moves on. No, I'm kidding. Hi, I'm Seth.
Hi. Well, wait, you didn't do your big arm thing. Wow, I just know information about you guys, and I have to I'm trying not to meta right now. Big fan of the show.
First time caller?
First time caller. Yeah, you're the new one, right? Well, I guess we're both new. Although I'm not here, Hi, I'm Yuli.
All right, nice to meet you.
What do you do?
I'm just a CISRA member, golem stuff, kind of. A lot like you.
Oh, don't look like me, but
I'm like half of you. Or like mostly.
what?
Yeah, I guess I'm not really explaining myself right. I mean, it'd be easier to show. I'm sure if you stick around, you'll see it. In fact, you might see it as we interrogate some of these guys. So if you want to come with me, we can go to the training room. We have some people we need to talk to.
Oh yeah, all those guys. Yeah, sure. I'm not. Agatha's busy, and I'm out of snacks. So, so yeah.
I love Yuli.
Can Seth look around for snacks and to see exactly what a golem snacks on?
What does a golem snack on? You tell me.
Like candy rocks.
I had
Yes!
candy rocks.
Yes. And here's the thing. I will not tell you whether or not you actually taste anything, but maybe Yuli just thinks like, oh, I'm a rock. Candy rocks. Yeah.
Does Seth see a bunch of candy rocks on the table?
I think they're even holding like a little wrapper from the last snack that they were eating.
So can you taste?
I think it's more like a feeling. I think I'm just interpreting. I don't know. Agatha told me this is cherry flavor, but I don't know what cherries taste like. So maybe I am tasting and I just don't know what to compare it to because all I eat are these.
I'm a fiend for these.
Seth noticed she's vibrating currently and goes, oh, okay.
Anyway, I'm all revved up and ready to interrogate. What are we doing?
Okay, yeah. Sure, going down. I fucking love that Yuli's just down for it. Let's go.
What an incredible sentence. I'm fucking ready to interrogate. I'm revved up.
We call it enhanced interrogation in this country.
What is Jesse doing? I assume the two of these cool characters are heading over to the training room. What is Jesse doing?
I think Jesse's gonna take Lex on a walk and just gonna do a sweep around the premises, try and see if there's track marks or anything about where they might have taken Grace.
Okay. One immediate thing is the two vehicles that showed up with Murphy's gang, they're still there.
Can I try and break into the cars to see if they had anything on them?
Yeah, you could do that. We'll do investigate a mystery. But I'll let you be a little bit more broad with some of these because it's very creature-based stuff.
Okay. It's an 11.
Okay. Well, I'll even give you this. This doesn't have to be specifically about the trucks. It can be sort of while you're on the walk.
I guess what is being concealed here is a pretty good one.
What is being concealed here is you notice among
us,
among all of the sort of damage and footprints that have been made, from the initial break-in, you notice a set of footprints that look very different from the other ones. You know that like the crew that came in were wearing like these big boots, and so you can sort of differentiate another set of footprints that is different from the ones of the people that have broken around where the entrance is while you're sort of like outside.
So then could I use where did it go to try and track it a little bit?
Yes. Where did it go? I think that there is a building not too far south from where you're at that as you are following the tracks, and it's like, you know, they're rather sporadic, but because of just the way that you were able to track these, and maybe because like you maybe got lucky with how the weather has been recently, so there's maybe a bit muddier, you do your best to follow them to what looks like an abandoned house that's here. Like it's very like clearly abandoned, and it's just like a standard like kind of living place that, or at least it used to be. It's not like a big shack. It's not like it used to be like a store. It's just like an abandoned house, just like around that area.
Okay. Did we already establish that we had walkie-talkies?
When you had walkie-talkies last, it was with Corbin.
Yeah.
I'll allow one set of walkie-talkies.
I feel like with the intention of trying to scope out, find any information, Jesse probably would have taken one.
Okay.
And
But
just,
who has the other?
I don't know. You tell me.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it might just be on like a table in like a common area or something.
Yeah, like if Jesse starts talking through it, then someone can just like hear it from a distance.
Yeah. So I guess Jesse would just kind of whip one out. Would be like,
Just whip one out.
It took such a long pause just to say whip out.
listen, I'm bad at English. Okay. Found tracks, tracked them to the south, found an abandoned building. I'm keeping an eye on it if somebody wants to come and scope it out with me. Over.
I think that at least Hodge would have heard that, because I don't think Hodge needs to be with Agatha as they are doing the modifications. So I think Hodge definitely heard that.
Yeah. I can be on the way right now. Over.
Cool. Over.
Cool.
She's just gonna like sit in a bush
Okay.
and just like see if they notice any movement while they're waiting.
Hodge, I'm going to make the assumption that anytime you go outside, you'll be putting on your trench coat and your trilby.
Yeah.
Are you wearing anything else in particular, or is that just the go-to?
That's just the go-to.
Okay.
One of these days, I want Hodge to put on like a yellow raincoat and little booties.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. All right. While Hodge is then making their way in Jesse's direction, we will jump back to Seth and Yuli, who are in the training room where the 3 people are tied up. The 2 that have been taken care of by Yuli, like damaged in that way, are still, if anything, they're very much still unconscious. But the one that you stabbed in the leg has come to and has just been keeping quiet and is just kind of sitting there and waiting while you are, I guess, staring at them.
What do we do now?
We talk. Hey, so you're finally awake.
I will kill you fucking with your Skyrim reference.
Oh, really? Is that a Skyrim reference?
So you're finally awake.
Finally awake.
So finally awake.
Oh, right, the cart. I mean, that might have been subconscious, but that wasn't intentional.
Oh, hold on.
I took a knife to the knee.
Jesus. I'm going to drag you guys back over here. I totally want to do this very quickly. Here's Yuli's token. Once I can figure out how to get it on the damn...
Is it the orb? That's why you were talking about the image, too.
No. Give me the token. There it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
I specifically requested, I just want to be like Hodge, but red.
I literally, I had to go back into the token making website with the same image, and I had to do the same mistake on it so that it would do the exact. It was very good. It was very fun. Okay, so you're just talking to this guy now. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that scene. I wanted to Just get that.
No,
token
that's
back on
perfect. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, all right. Sorry, got to torture somebody. I mean, interrogate somebody.
you. Mm.
What? You didn't tell me torture.
I said interrogate.
Oh, okay.
I love that she's ride or die, specifically his death. All right, so let me talk to this guy. So does he say anything, or is he still silent?
He's
So does he talk first, or
no, he has not
I
said
talk
anything.
first.
So let me talk to this guy. Did he tell me anything?
No, you said, oh, so you're awake, and he hasn't responded in any way. He's just been sort of looking down, and just been very quiet.
I'm gonna go try and wake up one of the other guys. Quick slap in the face.
Okay. You don't need to roll for that. You're just slapping this guy around. Whichever one you are slapping, if they are doing anything, if making any noise or anything, it's like they're groggy or whatever. Like they are unresponsive. Like they're not very coherent at the moment.
Mhm.
So it's a bit of a struggle to get the other ones awake currently.
That's okay.
yeah, Yuli will follow Seth's lead and tap the other one
Okay.
She
Try to,
pokes
like,
gently at the face of the other one.
very gently because she knows she beat the shit out of them.
While the two of you are poking and prodding at the two people next to the person that's already awake, they chime in and they go, okay, all right, stop. That's very, very weird. I don't. What do you want to know?
Huh? I guess first off, introductions. I'm Seth.
I'm
be your
Yuli.
interrogator today. She will be too.
Well, hi, Seth, and hi, Yuli. My name's Ryan.
Nice. Not totally made up on the spot at all. Nice to meet you, Ryan.
Pleasure.
So,
What are the other two? Who are the other two?
It doesn't do. Jeanette and Gravy. I'm gonna call that one Gravy. Are you cool with that?
all right.
Sustained gravy?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Ryan, Jeanette, and Gravy, can you tell me why you came here?
The ones that you think are called Jeanette and Gravy, they're basically useless right now. But yeah, Ryan, when you ask him that, I'm gonna have you roll. What do you think this would be?
I feel like with Murphy, didn't we ask it was investigative mystery, right?
That's true. Yes, you're correct. So we'll do this as an investigative mystery to see how compliant Ryan.
Are we
will
both
be.
rolling?
Hang on. Let me fail, and then you can help out.
Currently it's just Seth's roll.
Okay.
Precisely my point. I failed.
Yep. Yeah. Case in
exactly.
point.
Yeah, exactly.
My God.
Yeah, welcome to the group, Caitlin.
Well, what would you like to do? Would you like to let it ride, or do you want to use a luck?
No,
How important is this to you to use a luck point? You know,
not that important. I don't think he can. He can't move. He can't really damage me, so that's fine. I'll let it ride.
he just says, "Well, we came in on a magical ship to come in and introduce ourselves and have a little playtime with everybody, and then everybody decided to fight back. Is that what you want to know?"
I hit him in the stomach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he I think you said you tied him to something that was about.
Yeah, like a mannequin.
He almost keels over a bit, but is unable to fall because you've tied him up in such a way. So now he's just coughing, and because you might have knocked the wind out of him. Yuli, how do you feel about that? Just watching that.
Well, I don't think she's ever seen an interrogation before, so maybe she thinks this is pretty normal.
Okay.
She's a little weirded out by it, but he didn't answer in a nice way, so he's not a nice guy.
No, definitely not.
It's very black and white for her, I think.
But she's red.
Okay.
Black, white, and red all over.
Does she have a follow-up to that then?
She goes, yeah, and then kicks him.
Do you kick him?
No, I don't kick him. I'm sorry.
Okay.
She punches one at Gravy, and then just says,
maybe she asks again. She's like, he'll just keep punching you. He'll just, I feel it. I don't know this man too well, but I feel like he's gonna keep hurting you. Maybe you should just answer our questions.
my new friend here has a very good point, and she hits a lot harder than I do.
Yeah, and I can do this, and I do the fire in my hand. And
Okay, now I am teetering on, is this manipulate someone for Yuli, because you did very specifically say he's going to keep doing that, so you better answer his questions. right?
That's true. I can roll that.
Go ahead and give us a manipulate someone. This is Caitlin's first roll. Let's see where it goes.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
No whammies, no whammies. Ooh,
Hey,
that's good. Hey, a
hey,
mixed
that's
success.
better than most of us. Our
That's a
rolls.
7, baby.
Okay.
Wow.
What happens now?
Not a 6.
Wow.
A
Oh,
7.
oh.
What happens now? On a 7 to 9, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. I think, honest to God, you doing the flame is your reason of saying, like, that's your doing something for them right now to show that you mean it. Because you're sort of saying he's gonna keep hitting you if you don't answer his question. And then Seth even said, my friend here hits harder. And also you showed that you can produce flames out of your hands. I think this person is then like, okay, okay. What do you want to know? And then Seth, I'll give you 2 questions.
2 questions. Okay. First off, where's the girl and where's Corbin?
I don't know who you're talking about. We came here for one of them, and he, as best he can, gestures towards Yuli. Then he says, you saw none of us made it out. We didn't do anything. We tried and we failed. So if you're missing other people, that's not on us.
Oh.
Let me think about the next one. Where's your base?
What do you base? We're not some organization. Murphy rounded us up and said, this is what we're doing. And then we tried. And now we're here. And I'm over here getting punched for just trying to do what I was told.
For trying to kill us.
Yeah, well.
And sell a friend into slavery. Job's the job, huh?
Yeah, well. You tell me you wouldn't want to, try to make a lot of extra money off of something like that. Look, and like again, he's like at this point now he's like staring at Yuli as in like just saying like this. Look at them, like they're crazy looking. I would pay a lot of money just to see one of these things.
I strike him across the face. She's not a thing. Her name is Yuli.
Right. Okay. My point still stands, though. It's like you don't just see these, like her. So we wanted to make more money. Eugene and Murphy talked about this dragon, and they were going to show it off, and now it's gone. And apparently that was all your fault. So this was just collateral.
Who are you going to sell it to?
We're not trying to sell them to one person. We're trying to market them as like a show. The dragon was going to be our ticket into it, it traveling entertainment and people coming around from all over to pay to see these freakazoids and all these crazy things that feel like if they're from fairy tales.
So you're just nothing but a scummy carnival merchant?
I guess so. I think he at that point I think he drew a little blood, like when you slapped him, and he spits that on the ground, and he just looks away and seems to be a bit sheepish. Not sheepish, but he doesn't want. It looks like he doesn't want to keep talking anymore.
Are Gravy or Jeanette awake?
I kind of regret giving them those names. No, they are very like. I think honestly, Yuli, the damage that Yuli did was just like very substantial to the point where like they need like a lot of time to like rest, and they're not being properly cared for. They're just sort of sleeping. So they are very out of it, if anything. And so like again, like they're not really able to provide much.
Yes, Seth, I don't want to talk to this guy anymore. He's mean.
Yeah, same. All right, let's head to let's meet Stillman and let's plan our next moves. We're not getting anything out of this guy. I shut off the lights in the training room after I leave.
Yeah, if you were nice, I was going to give you my last rock candy, but you missed out, Buster.
It was cherry flavored.
All right. As you are closing the door and turning the lights off to the training room, we will jump back to Hodge, who is making his way towards
Downtown.
where Jesse is. No, we talked about this. No, that song does not exist yet in this time. You can't make that joke. They are making their way towards the house that Jesse specified. I don't think they're there yet. And Jesse, you said you're still hiding in a bush. I think you see Hodge in the distance making their way towards you. What do you do?
I think they're gonna just tie legs into like a tree or something so that they don't run away, and also that Jesse doesn't have to take legs into this abandoned building. Did they notice any movement or anything while they were waiting?
No, nothing that stood out to you as suspicious or strange while you were sitting and waiting.
All right, I guess just gonna start slowly moving towards the house, like slow enough to let Hodge catch up to them.
Hodge, you have now made your way. I don't know. I love thinking of Hodge wearing like the trench coat and the hat and just sort of, keeping his head down, walking to. It's just, I don't know. It's such a fun visual.
It's a very fun visual.
What's his name? Mr. X?
Mr. Resident Evil.
That's exactly.
Yeah, that's 100% what I'm thinking about.
Okay, Hodge, you have met up with Jesse. How do you react now that you've made it to the house?
What's the house looking like?
It's pretty disheveled. It looks like, not like it's going to like collapse, but it is very, very worn down. There's definitely some like broken windows. There's, whatever sort of gunk and sort of stains that have just been forming on the walls. It's just been so unattended to for a very long time. Just sort of this yucky would be a word to describe this house.
Yeah, yucky is a good descriptor.
Yucky is a good word for this. It just seems like it's an abandoned, it could have been a very nice house, has then just been left to rot in this part of Bakersville.
Okay.
Are there any tracks outside?
Yeah.
The tracks that you have found did lead to this house.
But is there like signs of more movement just around the house at all?
Not in any other, I guess, way that would stand out. Yeah, if anything, it just looks as if people were walking around, but in just like a general sense.
Should we check the front door? It's generally the last place we check, so let's just see if it's unlocked.
Should we try and go in from 2 different spots or just go through the front?
Power in numbers. We should both go in the same spot. You have...
Right.
Oh, shoot. I don't have my gun on me. You have my back. All right, I'll go in first. You watch, see if there's anything that I don't see.
Okay. Do you have anything to defend yourself with? I can give you my knife.
It should be fine. I'm a hulking, horrifying golem, so
that's fair.
I should be able to handle myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, let's go on the count of 3.
Man, who knew Yuli was the one with self-esteem?
Do you know how to split the pie?
What?
What?
Essentially, I'm gonna go in on the right, you go on the left. We're gonna split in.
Oh, okay. SWAT style. Okay, got it.
All right. On the count of 3. Well, first off, Hodge is gonna check the knob real quick. Does it move as if it's unlocked?
Don't check your knob.
What you notice about the door is that it is it's very barely open because the sort of worn down nature of this house maybe doesn't allow the door to close properly.
Okay.
How low do you think it's gonna creak?
I don't know, but my door creaks a little bit back at the headquarters, and if I open it up quick enough, the creak is the creak.
My door is creaking, and I'm very scared.
The creak is pretty short, so
okay.
If we prolong it, then yeah, someone's gonna know we're here. So on the count of 3, I'm gonna bring open the door and let's go in. All right.
Cool.
1, 2, 3.
Act under pressure.
Ah!
Give me one of those. I will let it be Hodge's role since he's leading the charge here.
Yep.
Do I get a plus or anything since Karita's here, or since Jesse's here?
Yeah, you get a plus.
Whoa,
1.
I've shown up.
Karita
Hi guys. What are you doing?
Hey guys.
Wow.
I'm the newest member of CISRA.
That is an 8.
Okay, when I say these words, I need you to not have an anxiety attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a worse outcome, but It is only going to be the fact that as you are opening this door, it is the loudest creak. It is just like it is just annoyingly like loud, no matter like how you do it. Like maybe you try to do it a little slowly and then you think, okay, let me speed this up, and then it just goes like and like it's just it is just this like crazy noise. And maybe for like a moment you just sort of hold in silence,
Just cringe.
and just like think like maybe you're trying to like listen now and see if anyone who might be inside is reacting at all to this, but you don't hear anything after the huge creak currently.
Okay. Then yeah, we're gonna like file in.
Okay. There are a couple different rooms. I don't have a layout prepped for this like I did the last house, so we're gonna have to be pretty broad about things.
It's okay.
What, you don't like my cool creation?
It was fine.
Okay. So you are both sort of sneaking in close, but slicing the pie, as you said, or splitting the pie, whatever. So what are you two doing? Like, I guess like, you just see like this place is trashed. There is just like tables turned over. It's just like a normal house. It's not like it was a business or anything. It was just a house. There are just like there's like a couch that has a lot of tears in it, and it's like a lot of the cushions and pillows are just scattered and ripped apart. Whatever table was there has been like, it's broken and like maybe bowed into itself. There's a lot of just like dust and like a few like bugs
Debris.
buzzing around. Yeah, debris just sort of scattered. What would either of you like to do? I guess, Jesse, what would you like to do, since Hodge has already sort of led the charge in?
So I'm looking for anything that looks like it's been disturbed lately. Like maybe there's some marks in the dust, or just anything that looks like it has been touched more recently than others.
This would probably be another investigative mystery.
Right.
Doing lots of snooping today.
Oh, Jesus.
Just call me Snoopy the way I be snooping.
I'm snooping. Oh, what's the boss? It's over 10 anyway.
It's over 10. Okay, you get 2 questions. I'll let you be a bit broad with this. So if your one of your questions is sort of what is being concealed here, it could almost be applied to that question, or what happened here.
Oh yeah. What happened?
What happened?
I guess. Well, I have 2, so I can ask both.
Yeah, I
Anything
guess
about
so.
that?
Yeah, I double up on one answer.
Idiot.
Okay. Boy. Yeah, there's a few places where like you see like dust has either been like moved or disturbed in some fashion. Definitely along the ground, there's a lot of footprints that have made their way through, whether it be through like trekking in mud or from pushing around the stuff in this house. If you do actually want to ask both of those questions, I can provide another answer on top of that.
Yeah, because I don't think the other ones really apply.
Right.
That
Like,
well.
what can hurt it? I don't know. It's a house.
Fire?
The
I
market.
guess.
Wait till the market
A
crashes.
slight breeze and the house will fall.
Yeah.
The market.
Realtors.
That was a good one. That one got me.
Thanks, man. I think what you find while you are inspecting this house around the debris, you spot something that's a bit familiar to you. You see the stress ball that Corbin had on the ground.
Oh.
Me
And
balling.
a little bit of blood.
Uh-oh.
No. The ball, please. The ball has blood.
The blood.
The ball has blood.
The ball.
The Jesse just goes up to the ball and points at it and goes, the ball has blood.
Since it's dusty in here, is there a way we see the footprints leading to, like either into a room or somewhere where they stopped?
Yeah, but why don't you investigate to see how well... Because
I have to investigate to look down.
you have to investigate to see how well you can manage to find these, like where these tracks
That's
are
fair.
leading, because it's a pretty fucked up place.
It's a mixed success.
All right, that's one
A missed
question.
success.
I can honestly, I think the question that would apply here is, where did it go? Unless you would argue the contrary.
No, That's fair.
Okay. There is a room that it leads to that is sort of further deeper into this house. It takes you to the basement of this place. And while you are walking down, you notice that this basement is like, it's like an unfinished one. Like you start to get like the stone walls, like and like the concrete floors. It's a big enough basement where there's like those load-bearing pipes that are just sort of spread around. It's very just unfinished, and it very much fits with how gross and disheveled this entire house is. What do I want to put here? Okay, while you're down here, you see there is a few tables, and one of these tables has just a scattering of those like metal pieces, similar to what you found on something like the shock hair.
I definitely want to look and see if there's any other traces of a shock hair being here, or honestly, probably see if there was like signs of a scuffle.
I think I can give you one of those at least for free, which is
Okay.
traces of a shock hair, which, yeah, there's next to the metal pieces you spot like little bits of like fur and whatnot. Like nothing major, nothing crazy like any actual bodies of any kind, but like some fur kind of scattered about on these tables as well.
I'm just gonna go back to Jesse and just go, I think Corbin was attacked by a shock hair here.
What the fuck does that even mean for us then?
It means these things are probably much more formidable than the one that I saw.
But to me, it feels like that whole business is kind of not like an immediate threat.
Mm-hmm.
I just really want to find Corbin and Grace. But Corbin definitely was here before.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't found anything about Grace. But where did they go?
It's the $1 million question, isn't it?
Wait, were the tracks that I followed here like just a single set of tracks?
No, you would assume two people.
But was it Corbin and Grace, or Corbin and one of the guys that attacked us?
It's $1 million question. You do know at least, like I specified earlier, was there is a difference between the boots that they were wearing and like the tracks that you saw from those versus the tracks that you saw that led you to this house.
So it didn't seem like the boots were present in these tracks at all.
Correct.
So evidence would just suggest that it's Corbin and Grace.
That's what you would think, yeah.
Yeah.
If that's the case, maybe they came here to seek safety while we were dealing with the guys. And maybe they were intending to come back once that was settled, but they were attacked here by the shock hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, ran away, went somewhere else to try and find safety.
This is possible.
How much do I know about Corbin? Just kind of like his connection to this whole area. Is he like a local? Is he from somewhere else?
You know generally about him that he's not from here and he lived on base. He has been around on base though for about 6 months. So he probably has been around the area, but he doesn't have like a house in Oklahoma because he was living at the headquarters.
Or any like relatives or friends or anything.
He's if anything, he's here because of the CISRA headquarters and really no other sort of ties beyond that.
If they left here and it's just the two of them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure Corbin would have many places to go. Should we check local like motels or
Motels or maybe even a local hospital.
maybe Grace is a local, right? They could have also gone somewhere she knows.
This is true. This is possible. We can't rely on what ifs, though. You know, I feel like the more time we waste, even just talking here, Corbin could be in trouble and be hurt.
Should we just head back to the base?
Yeah, get another round of opinions.
Let's do that.
Okay. And you two are now heading back in the direction of the CISRA headquarters.
Getting Lex off of the tree.
Getting Lex. Can't forget Lex. All right. Then I think what was happening with Seth and Yuli was that, Seth, you wanted to talk to Agatha to sort of figure out what is the next best thing, or just maybe try to spitball and hash out a plan of some kind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we'll pick up where it's you two are walking in the room that Agatha is modifying Hodge's gun. They have because they drove in as well. So I guess technically there are 3 vehicles outside.
Oh, we have free cars now. Woohoo!
We do, yeah. We do.
There's the one that belongs to Agatha, and then there's the 2 that were belonging to the gang. But she has like a crazy looking toolbox with all these different parts for a magnum and other types of weapons inside, and it's literally cartoonish in the sense of the toolbox opens and then it has all these different extensions and stuff that branch off of it so that she can pull whatever piece that she needs to modify the gun and whatever tool she needs to help her do that. And she's working on this in one of the rooms for I'm assuming it's one of the living quarters that has a desk, and you just sort of walk in on her as she's tending to this. So how would you like to pick up on this scene?
Are you almost done?
No, Yuli, these things are complicated, so it's going to be a bit, but what do you need?
Well, we tried talking to those guys. Seth punched him, and I thought that would work, and it didn't.
They were reluctant to talk. I did hit him, but he eventually did tell me the truth, and I'm worried that we're not going to get anything out of him. I'm worried that I believe him, because what he said was just kind of disappointing.
Maybe Gravy and Jeanette will be more apt to talk to us,
Those are the fake names he gave us.
Okay, I have a few questions. Let me get this one out of the way. Gravy?
That.
That's what he said, and I trust him.
Okay, and you... How long did it take before you started hitting the guy?
Till he started to give me lip.
Okay. And what did you learn?
They're just trying to sell the golems. That's it. They're just money mongers.
Yeah, they wanted to kidnap Hodge, or me. I guess when they saw me, I became part of that. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have come here.
No, I think we'll be okay. You don't need to worry.
I think we're all okay. They're just a small group of people trying to get rich off of what they don't understand. We've defeated them. We have all their stuff. We have them captured. Their leader's dead. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. The problem is there's 2 people missing, and if what they say was true, they weren't involved at all. So we have a situation where 2 of our people have just disappeared in thin air, and we have no idea why or how.
And so what are you going to do about your visitors here, the 3 in the other room?
Well, they did break into a scientific facility. We do know a cop. We make a quick call. He comes to arrest them. I'm sure they're local degenerates. I'm sure they have a rap sheet a mile long. So we hand them to him, and we just send them on their way. I mean, does it matter what they say? Will any judge believe them that they came to invade a facility to kidnap a golem?
No, that's actually a good point. I think honestly that would work, but one of them is dead.
Oh, Murphy. Oh, right. I forgot about him. I mean, burn the body.
Burn the body.
I could do that.
Well, you can do that, but yes. I guess my worry is if they try to trace it back to here and then further investigation from people who are not your local police friend, because, I believe that if those 3 start spouting out about the stuff that they saw to anyone else, they're not going to believe them. But if they do start to say that one of their friends is missing and the last place was, in this facility, then what happens?
they don't believe him. As far as I saw, Murphy's character, he was a local scumbag. I mean, him and Eugene just ran a carnival for cheap tricks. So I don't think... Look, no one cares. That's the sad truth. So I think we're pretty fine.
Well, someone's probably gonna care. Like, we haven't... What if Jeanette and Gravy care?
I mean, Jeanette and Gravy are going to jail. Unless hang on, unless you're suggesting what's it called? I think we can just safely assume that the invaders have learned their lesson and they won't trouble us anymore once they're in prison.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we can try to set up some story where...
I mean, they broke in. There's a science facility. We are lawfully here. This is our property. And I'm sure Diane can help out. And we can be on our way to more important matters, like our missing teammates or a giant landmass currently coming towards us.
Sure. We'll try to get our ducks in a row here and come up with a story that maybe doesn't allow them to come back if they need to look for someone like Murphy. So what are we going to do about what's going on with Murphy right now?
I'm still inclined to say that we can keep the creatures alive for the moment. They are just babies, and they did kind of save my life. So I'm not inclined to murder them.
Do you want to take care of this now, or... Because you keep saying that they're babies, but I feel like the longer we wait, we don't really know how fast these things sort of grow. And if they were already scratching at the walls pretty immediately from birth, we might want to be a little bit more cautious about that.
Well, we could be cautious or we could be bold.
Well, then which is it? What do you want to do right now?
You took a pretty, well, some would consider a monster, and you turned them into an ally.
I don't want you to turn this around on me right now to try and...
you're telling me what you want to do.
Right now.
Why are we all yelling?
Also, don't call her a monster.
I didn't call her a monster.
I know that she's a golem, but right now you are talking to her and she's not a monster. But I want you to tell me, instead of trying to route this conversation into something else, I want you to just tell me what you plan on doing right now.
First of all, I didn't say she was a monster. I said some people would view her as a monster, like the people downstairs. Second of all, what we can do is simply this. We hold them in a storage area. This is a base. This is a facility underground that can be held. We might not know how long these creatures grow, but that's the exact point of why we should hold them. Learn about them. We checked the library when we were facing the mother. We have no information about these creatures. That's pretty important if we face them in the future. So I'm inclined to say we keep them for the moment.
Cool. You gonna go get them, move them around right now?
Yeah.
Do you need my help at all, by the way?
No, I would have somebody here. If they would like, they can help me. Yuli, would you like to help me?
I look at Agatha because tension's a little high right now for like a go ahead.
Yeah, no, she gives you like a nod that just is like, yeah, go for it, I guess.
Yeah, I'll come help. These little dog things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck. And she turns back around and continues modifying the gun.
Thanks for the help.
Hi, everyone. It's your favorite future Shane here to just sort of quickly step in and say thank you for listening to this. This game has been a lot of fun for all of us. It's just us playing and putting it out there for people to listen to, and it's been really fulfilling. So thank you for listening. If you have any people in your life that you think would enjoy a story and a show like this, spread the word. Tell them. Tell all of your friends and your mother before I tell her. I also want to thank our friend Do, who made an animatic both for like a school project, but also as a means of just wanting to make one because they really wanted to and allowing us to post it on the channel. And if you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out. It's some fun moments from the first 4 episodes. I love it so much. I'm going to go now and let things resume. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Do we have an armory?
If we have an armory, I would say it would be simple, but it probably has some things in there that you would need. What would you be looking for?
Anything to wear, sort of like just padded things, gloves,
Oven
things
mitts.
oven mitts would help. I would also, after the armory, I'd like to make a stop in Jesse's room because I believe I rested there tonight. I would see would they have any animal crates?
Only like cat size. They would only have like one.
They're
carry
about
one.
cat size, so.
Yeah, you assume.
They would definitely not have multiple, but they would have at least one.
Okay. Here's what I will give you. You can probably find some things in the armory that will give you a +1 armor.
Okay.
At least for the time being. I want to try and come up with a way as if like it's
Temporary armor.
got a negative to it, but like I don't know.
Ironing board, like a thick winter coat.
I'm gonna have you roll, but it's gonna be another sort of low stakes. Like if it's a failure, you're not gonna.
What does this act under pressure?
I think I'm just gonna have you use one of the stats. What do you think? Would sharp be the best one here, as in like looking for what is the best thing to wear?
Or I guess tough. Either sharp or tough.
Tough to me would be like if you are doing something of physical prowess in that moment. This is you looking for
You're trying to
something.
wrangle them.
What does sharp do? Sharp uses a mystery. Okay, that sounds fine. I mean, it's 0, so it doesn't matter.
This is you looking for something that would be very effective to wear when you want to approach these polydags. And
I think this is a charm roll.
Hey, you shut your mouth. You go get your cat out of a tree.
So just do a sharp roll. It'll be very low stakes, but I want to see. Damn.
Success.
Okay, then you find something that has like Kevlar in it, but it's not like one thick piece that goes across your chest. It's something that is like long sleeves, so it's thinner, but it allows you to cover more of your body. So you can, from this point forward, have like a +1 armor.
Okay.
I don't know if you also need to make any modifications to it considering your right arm, because it is long sleeved. Maybe we could say it's +1 armor with an asterisk because there is that exposed part there. Okay. So now you have this. Do you think Yuli would want that as well? Or do you think Yuli would even have that instinct or maybe?
She has a natural armor, right? Just like Hodge.
No, Hodge has bulwark, which provided him with some armor. Yuli does not have that same sort of build.
That.
You can get something if they do damage you. They do like to bite and scratch, so.
Okay, yeah, I think I'll roll. If Seth says so, she's gonna do it.
Do just a sharp roll.
Sharp.
Which you have 2 in. Whoa! Mixed success.
It's all up to you, I think, on what exactly happens with a mixed success, right?
I will say that you find oven mitts. It's something that it's like you would only want to use now because if you ever want to punch anything after this, you're gonna just burn them up anyway.
Right.
So you have temporary +1 armor right now.
Okay.
All right, and now you are both standing outside of Seth's room that has the desk in front of it.
Do I have a cat container?
Yeah, you have 1 cat container. I love picturing this. Like Seth has some pretty real looking, like serious armor on, and then Yuli is standing next to them with oven mitts and like maybe like a helmet.
Even in the armory.
Listen, they're helpful.
Is that axe still nearby?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put it up against the wall, ready to use.
Do I have my hammer with me?
Do you have a hammer?
I have a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Oh, that rules. Yeah, bring it out.
So Yuli holding a sledgehammer, wearing oven mitts, and Seth with an axe nearby, holding a cat carrier and wearing some Kevlar armor, ready to barge into this room.
What's the plan? Am I hitting one?
Not unless they get really violent and this goes bad. You might want to put the hammer just nearby, or maybe you can carry it like on your back. But yeah, so the plan is we take them in, We shove them one by one into the carrier. We hold them, and then we put them in another room, preferably one that's more like secure. And so that's the plan. If things go bad, we kill them.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So just these things are very aggressive. We really have no idea how long it takes for them to grow, and we know very little about them. So we're going to do this quick, efficient, and if worse comes to worse, we'll have 2 dead hodags. Or what were they called? Hozogs? What are the babies called?
Polydags.
Polydags.
I don't know how you got so far from that. But
Yeah, that was.
I was thinking of Werner Herzog.
I don't know why, but
Yeah, because they have the same attitude as him.
okay.
Let's see. All right, yeah. So we're just gonna do this real quick and get out.
Okay. Who is going to try and open the door?
I will open the door
Okay.
because I have hands that can open a door.
Weird flex, but okay. All right. Then Seth, give me an act under pressure.
Oh, cool. Actually, I think I have a +1 with cool, and that's an
Whoa.
advanced success, so that works.
I really wish that y'all had advanced success. We'll just honor it as a 10+. You set out to do what you want to.
So I open the door.
Well, you're going to open the door and you're going to see the 2 polydags. One of them is sleeping. The other one is munching on Murphy's dead body. Which one will you successfully grab and throw into the cat carrier? You can only do one because of the size.
The munching.
Okay. While that one is munching, you like from behind, like have the cat carrier open and you just sort of, well, you tell me, you rolled it successfully. How does this go?
So I want to position the cat carrier behind it as it's still munching and distracted on Murphy. And then I want to quickly grab it and throw it in the cat carrier and shut the little gate.
Okay.
And so now what you're saying is that the cat carrier is not big enough for 2 of them.
It is not.
Okay.
But you do that successfully. You get this one in, and when you throw it in there, it is surprised at the profound thing that you just did to it. It starts trying to bite at the bars on the cage itself, but is unable to really do anything about it. You have successfully apprehended one of the 2 polydags. What is the plan now?
I was really hoping I could fit 2 in here.
The other one's sleeping.
The other one is sleeping. I would say it looks like it is rustling a bit now because of the noise, but it is not doing anything substantial.
What if Yuli tries to grab it?
Interesting. Interesting that you suggest such a thing. Will you?
Carefully? Like they're like, shh, it's okay. Don't wake up. And then like it goes very gently over to the other one.
Seth goes for the axe.
You've got one hand carrying this cat.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I mean, I guess you could put it down, but right now, Yuli needs to give me an act under pressure.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Stinky.
Oh,
Mixed success. Worst outcome, hard to pursue, price to pay. What will I do here? How will I ruin everything?
You ask that every day. Every day you wake up when you're a DM.
How will I ruin everything right now?
I mean, the last time this happened, the Hodag showed up and attacked a barn.
They are going to bite at your hands as you are sort of trying to pick them up. And it's going to like not actually harm you, but it will have ruined the oven mitts. So that way, if something happens again along the way, you will not be as protected.
They're immediately gonna be destroyed.
Right. But you are successfully protected. You are now holding this other polydag, and you can feel it really trying to wiggle its way out of your grip, but you do have it.
Yeah, she's holding it like outstretched like a little baby. Like when you don't know how to hold a baby, you know how you hold babies? We should go now. Go. Let's go. Where are we putting them?
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't plan this far ahead. I didn't think this would work out as successfully as it did. Let's just take it out of the room to get with the body. Let's just move now. Move out of the room. Where are we going? Okay. The base question.
Mm-hmm.
So there are spare rooms. There's Jesse's room, Hodge's room. There's the training room. Isn't there the place where Hodge exploded the bomb, quote unquote?
Okay. what we have established is there are living quarters, there's the training room, there's the costume room, there's now an armory, and there's a library. Again, I've said this at the beginning of the first session. We can fill this out as we go because it's a large place. I didn't want to be like, you have this, and this, and like give you so much to worry and think and forget about. I think that figuring it out along the way together is the best thing to do here.
So we have a cat carrier. Do we have like a chest of any kind? Does Seth have a chest?
Like a treasure chest?
No, like a
trunk.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'll give that to you. Like something that like maybe has like some clothes in it or whatever you feel Seth would appropriately have inside of a chest in his room.
Yeah. Okay. So we can empty out a chest and I can throw a polydag in that.
And this is the polydag that
she's holding. Yes.
Now this certainly feels like it's another roll. But how do I want to structure this? Because it's got both of you involved. You have your situation all good, right? Like your polydag is fine in the cage. You are setting up this chest to be working in favor for Yuli. So I think Yuli just has to roll again to see if they can successfully get it in there with a +1 automatically. And then if you need to help out because things maybe don't go as planned, then we'll have you do that.
Okay, so I'm rolling again.
So yeah, roll act under pressure again. And again, you don't need to worry about the box. We will just add the 1. Oh,
Ooh.
shit. That's a 10. All right, you do what you need to. Seth opens up the chest, dumps whatever is inside onto the ground, and you place the polydag into it. And before it can look back and jump out or do anything else, you close the trunk right on top and lock it down. So now you have a trunk and a cat carrier, each with a polydag.
Okay. All right, let's get
And
out
a
of the room.
partridge in a pear tree.
This is the worst Christmas ever. And all I wanted was a Red Ryder BB gun.
Oh my god.
I will say at this point in time is where we can say Hodge and Jesse have made their way back. I think
As I drag a chest out of
No, Yuli would carry the chest. They're
Yuli can
bigger.
carry the chest. They've got big tough.
Jesse walks in and is like, you guys redecorating?
Yeah, I think they walk into the room as you are locking the chest. Before you leave the room, Hodge and Jesse are walking by and they see the two of you in there. So how does either Hodge or Jesse react to seeing what is happening?
Honestly, I think Hodge's immediate like, what's inside there?
Oh, it's a polydag. We wanted to keep it in there because we didn't have another cat container. And
It's
so,
breathing, yes.
yes, as soon as
Oh yeah.
Yuli has a hammer, I'm gonna get some nails. We poke some holes in there just to make sure.
Poke some hose.
Hose,
and hose.
hose.
Pokes and hose. And so yeah, we're just gonna make sure it's breathing. We just needed a place to store it, and we didn't have another cat container. Oh yeah, and Jesse, I borrowed your cat container.
Cool.
Lex gives you an angry look.
On their shoulder.
Yeah. Lex hisses.
Mhm. Hey, sorry, Alex.
Oh my gosh, I love your. Is that a cat?
Yeah, this is Lex.
Hello. I've only ever seen pictures of cats. I want to like reach out to the cat.
Not to ruin the great moment, you are standing on a dead body that we're about to burn. So can we maybe take this somewhere else?
Oh yeah.
Is there a roll to see how Lex like
reacts?
reacts to?
I don't want to make it a
Yuli?
roll. I think you know. I mean, do you want me to make it a roll?
Act under pressure.
If we make it a roll, we'll make it. Who would be rolling here?
Just for funny.
Just for funny. We could make it a cool roll.
A charm roll.
So, yeah.
Oh, our famous charm.
I mean, hey, they are trying to charm an animal with their.
Sure. You know
Touch.
what?
Animal handling.
This will be very low stakes. I don't even think I'd give you an experience if it failed for this, but we'll just for narrative's sake, Yuli, give me a charm roll.
Charm.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Lex is reluctant, but once you start giving them the scritches, they're like, oh hell yeah. But they don't like hop on your shoulder or anything. They still stay with Jesse as you are and giving them the
Lex
scritches.
is like, I don't know what the fuck you are, but you can give me scratches.
Yeah.
Well, you
That's
give me the
good.
good scratches.
I don't recognize you, but you do scratch good, so you're all right.
Okay, we should move these little dags, right? Little things.
Where are we taking them?
We were just figuring that out. Do you guys have does your base have cells? Like prison cells?
No.
Oh. At my old base, we had prison.
Everything about me and the things that I do are better.
We had holding cells. We never used them, but they were there. You guys don't have any of those?
No.
We
don't.
We used the bathroom last time.
We did.
We have extra rooms here, right?
We definitely do, because Corbin and
Because two people are missing. We definitely have to spare a room.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
We
What
actually
about-
came here to talk to you guys about that, but I guess we can handle this first. I mean, what if we, take one of the empty rooms, sort of barricade the door, and then from there make a sort of playroom for them? Not a prison, but, give them some toys, something they can gnaw on, something to keep them busy.
Could I try to figure out a makeshift little locking system? Maybe just a little hook that you can attach to the door and then locking it from the outside.
Yeah, this does feel like an act under pressure. You're having to sort of make sure that you make something that would be effective, and you have to do it kind of quickly because of the nature of these two creatures. So yeah, we'll do act under pressure, and we'll go from there.
Okie dokie.
Give me that roll.
Spider-Man.
Act under pressure. It's cool.
Sleep.
It's +1. That's an 8.
It's an 8. Okay.
Mixed success.
What else is happening? I feel like maybe we need to, as Jordan referenced in the last session, we need to PEMDAS this and figure out what else is also kind of happening alongside of this. I'll keep this in mind with everything else, right? So which room are you guys doing? It's just one of the extra ones from
Grace's
the living room? Okay. What are you putting in there? Hodge, I think specifically, almost feels like they're tasking themselves with that in a way, right? Because you sort of said you want to make it into a playroom, make sure it's not a prison. What are you doing to this room for these polydags?
I can help out by saying that we definitely need to get rid of the stuff that's already in there.
Yeah, well, I think honestly, first and foremost, I think Hodge would go outside. Hodge would be like, hey, hold on, I'll be right back. Give me just 5-10 minutes. All right, Hod's gonna go outside and go either punch down a tree or cut down a tree, and from there, a small tree.
Okay, keep going.
But
I like where this is going. Keep talking.
This is essentially the chew toy for them.
Okay.
This is hey, you're bored, chew on something that isn't the wall.
I love this. I love this a lot. A lot of these are kind of low stakes, but I would love an act under pressure just to see how this situation goes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plus, the more I make you guys roll, the more chances you have of leveling up, so.
Hey, a 10!
Ooh. Okay. Do you punch the crap out of it until it's withered away, and then you go on the other side of it and fucking suplex it out of the ground?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool. Fuck yeah, dude. And then you just, the momentum from your suplex motion, you let it swing, and then you just balance it on your shoulder as you walk back in. And maybe you struggle a bit to fit it either into the elevator, but there are stairs you can take that you are probably, I don't know, that fucking scene in Friends where they're trying to move the couch,
Oh my
through the fucking
god,
stairwell.
David.
Yeah, you're just doing that by yourself, and everybody, as they are sort of doing these preparations, sees you walk through the underground facility now with a rather, again, not huge, but pretty big log that you just got. Okay, and then you are bringing that into the room and letting that just be something for them. Do you get Bowie involved in any fashion?
I think I bring Bowie into the room just to see how they interact with other polydags and how the other polydags interact with him.
Okay, good. I don't know if Seth and Yuli are doing anything else in particular other than delivering the payload, right?
Well, I'd like to ask Yuli for their help one more time. Can I use your fire fingers? We got a body to burn.
Down here?
No, outside.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be able to get the smell out for weeks.
Yeah. Hodge has already smoking up the place.
Ripping a fat
With
tuber
his-
in the corner.
His reefer
What do you mean
madness.
by that smoke up?
How would you like to stay in a room that somebody burned a corpse in?
Yeah, once we secure these little guys, we can go and take care of that. And she nervously looks over at like the half-eaten body. How much did the little guy eat? The little
Quite a
tally
bit.
guy.
Quite a lot.
Oh, good.
Well, not much to
Unrecognizable.
burn.
Not much to burn, but definitely like when you try to like, it's not one body piece to pick up anymore. It is like, it has been sort of
Yeah,
mangled and disheveled.
I'm gonna just rip my sheets off my bed and use that, or blanket, whatever.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
I
okay, I
assume
like
I
that.
have sheets and blanket.
Yes, you have sheets and blanket.
Okay.
No, the polydegs peed on them. You don't want to touch them.
Ew.
Well, I'm fine with burning them even more at that point then.
Okay, I like this idea of you taking the remains of Murphy. Well, it's kind of grim, but taking the remains of Murphy and putting them on like a blanket and then picking up it all at once. We can also do the body disposal sort of like while things are happening, and then the finished sort of goal here will be when like the room is done, right? So we can Seth is carrying this bloody blanket outside of the CISRA headquarters, and Yuli is following. Are you just gonna just plop it on the ground and then let Yuli go crazy? Like, what's the plan here?
Are you okay with that, Yuli? Do you have a special place you wanna burn anything? You're cool with this, right?
Yeah. I've never done this before on a person.
Oh, neither have I.
So, does it need to be like more secure? Is the fire going to spread? Has it rained recently?
I mean, if it was muddy, then yeah, it did. I mean, there's like a parking lot, right? Or like there's a area that isn't grassy.
Yeah, you could probably, there's a concrete like slab area that you could definitely use this on.
Somewhere
Let's
we
do a
park
very
our cars.
public cremation. In the parking lot out front.
I mean, a crystal golem just walked outside and punched a tree. I think at this point we're past public.
That's true, and we're further away.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's burn the body there. She's just gonna light it up.
Okay.
This is a real good first session for you, burning a body right away.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
pretty
is
fucking
great.
crazy.
This is something to write about in my diary and tell Agatha later.
I don't want to make this kick some ass because that requires like you are doing damage, but I think I will let you do a tough roll, which is the stat that would be for kick some ass typically. So just
Okay.
do a tough roll
Sure.
to see how.
An 8.
Okay. How would you like to use your fire magic in this sense? Because you have two ways of doing it. You can either imbue your fists and punch it directly, or you can emanate fire from your fist and throw it.
Oh, I think they should be far away.
She's gonna make mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I think I'll throw the fire. We'll stay back a ways and throw it.
Okay. You do that rather successfully. And the body has been placed on an area where there's not a lot of foliage nearby, so the fire won't spread. But it definitely looks like it's taking a while. Like, it's going to be a bit. The fire is on the body. It's just not engulfing it very quickly, so it will just be a while.
This is what happens when I stop eating the rock candy. I feel like my fire is like weaker. I don't think that that's exactly how it works, but that's what I tell me.
That's how it works now.
Okay.
I can stay up here and watch it. I mean, just make sure nothing goes wrong.
All right. If you're cool with that, then thanks for all your help.
Yeah, today was an excellent first day being here.
Yeah, well, excellent's a loose term, but yeah, this isn't exactly us at our best. So yeah, I guess Seth heads down to talk with Hodge and Jesse.
So here's what I'm assuming is the room situation is there is this big tree that maybe has also been broken up into a few smaller pieces. Bowie is also in this room, and a lot of what was in the room originally has been moved out, and Jesse is trying to construct a lock. You said you want something that's kind of latch-like, like maybe like a hook?
Yeah. Like, I don't think they can make a very elaborate lock, but maybe just something that they can try and hold the door closed from the outside.
Okay. That I think you can do that. How confident you are in the finished product, you're like, it'll do.
It's like whenever you are like, oh, I've successfully locked this door, and then your cat learns how to open that fucking lock. You're like, God damn it.
You are okay with the final product, I would say. You are not super duper confident in its structural integrity, but it'll do. I think now we need to take care of the situation of getting the polydags out. So who will be the ones, or one, to release the polydags? Because right now it's just you three down here. Agatha is still in the other room working on the gun. Yuli is upstairs watching the body. Who will release these polydags?
Actually, really quick, Hodge wanted to do one other thing.
What would that be?
Hodge wants to go to the training room, and I assume we have, like, you know, some, like, training blocks, like, you know, those, like, blocks that you jump on and jump off of.
Sure, yeah.
Essentially, Hodge is trying to make a McDonald's play place out of this in terms of, like, when you go into a PetSmart or a pet store, you can look in the window and see the dogs, and they have, like, you know, a ramp and things like that. Essentially, Hodge is trying to make it to where if they need to, they can get their energy out to where they'll be sleepy.
They're making like a catio.
Yeah.
This really changes the definition of a poly play place.
Oh my god.
I also love the idea of the people who are still tied up. They've been tied up for hours, and the next thing they see is a giant golem come in, collect some blocks, and then just leave without saying a word.
Maybe they're a little sour about it because this was who they were after originally, and now they're just walking about.
Just
and
walking around,
ignoring
yeah.
them.
I love that.
I think that's fun. I think that's cool. I'll say that this happens. It's a bit shoddy, but it is. You're satisfied with it.
Yeah, it gets the job done.
Okay. Next step. We got to get these polydags out of their cages.
I think Jesse might volunteer to be at least one person because of their enchanted clothing, that they can have a little bit of armor.
Hodge is also going to volunteer just to make sure that Bowie's all right.
Okay. This will be 2 simultaneous act under pressures to release these little dudes.
Do we each give each other a +1 because we're helping out for the same thing?
I don't know necessarily. Well, okay. Do you want to simultaneously open up these cages and then see what happens, or how would you like to structure this?
I think it would just be like on the count of 3, we just open them both up and let them out. Are you fine with that, Karita?
Sure.
Okay.
But I think Jesse's gonna do the cat thing, like offering their hand a little bit to sniff.
Oh yeah, let them get a sniff.
Yeah.
A
Just, like
sniff.
talking calmly.
Then both of you give me an act under pressure, and we'll see how both of these situations go.
Oh!
Oh no. Oh.
Okay, well I got a 13.
You also fail?
Whoa!
Oh, well.
So Jesse, I guess you can tell me more, right? You wanted to open the cage and you wanted to move your hand in to try and get them to sniff, yeah?
Yeah, or if I'm opening the one who's in the cat carrier, just kind of let them sniff through the little cage part before opening the door, and then just kind of slowly open it while talking to them calmly.
I think that you're successful in that. I think that you have them try to sniff you through the cage, and then that shows you that they are pretty docile, relatively speaking. And so you open the cage, and then you're able to draw them out very calmly. Hodge,
They all just jump me.
you rolled a 5, which is really fucking bad.
I think it
don't
also
tell-
makes
you don't
sense for me
say.
to do the one in the cat carrier because the one Hodge is doing is like in a box and cannot see anything. So then if Hodge just kind of just yanks the chest open all of a sudden.
Jordan, I'm so sorry. Okay.
No, that's fine.
I'm
But
sorry.
however, if you kill Bowie from this, I will cry.
I won't kill Bowie.
No!
Now, bear with me. So what happens? You flip the latches on the trunk, and almost like the moment that the trunk has the ability to open, the lid flings open as this polydag jumps out, tries to scratch you, succeeds in scratching you, but does no damage because of your bulwark. It is feisty. It is like looking around the room pretty frantically, and it notices a bigger, more unfamiliar looking polydag and attempts to take a bite at Bowie.
My boy.
Doesn't kill him, but it does hurt your little dog. What do you do?
I think Hodge immediately picks up Bowie and makes sure that he's okay.
What would Jesse also like to do?
I think Jesse is just gonna be like, hey, pss, 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 and trying to like draw their attention to like the essentially sibling that they've been spending time with, and they are calm and collected and trying to like show them like it's okay.
I hate to do this to you, but can you give me a manipulate someone?
Sure.
Well, I mean, you seemed so excited about them earlier. I figure you might want this as well.
There has to be a -1 charm roll every episode.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's not enough failures.
Well, this is the second one, to be fair.
It is. Oh yeah, they tried to manipulate you. Right.
Oh. One of them went off the desk, but the first one was a 1. So let's see.
Oh.
Oh, well, that is a 6.
Oh.
That is
So
a
6 total.
6 total.
Don't laugh, Beavis and Butthead.
Hey, are you guys marking your experience, by the way? You keeping track of
Yes.
your... Okay. This is very sticky situation.
Did you say sneaky or stinky?
Sticky.
Oh, neither.
Stinky.
It's a stinky situation. I think it's going to make a break for it. I think that you trying to like calm it down, it does nothing. I think it's going to try and run towards the door.
Can I use my magic and just try to restrain it?
You may, if you have a specific arm in mind that you think would be very fitting for this.
I do have a specific arm in mind. Let's find out what happens. Hey, mixed success. It works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch.
Oh, that's right.
Trap a specific. Yeah, mine's kind of like it's homebrewed, so it's always weird.
The effect you'll get will be resulted with your arm, but what is the glitch?
You know what? I'm just gonna take one harm.
Okay. What is the form that your arm takes?
The Yataveo, which is a tentacle.
Oh, you're going with the tentacle arm again.
Mhm.
Okay. Then the two of you see something familiar, but still very gross, as Seth's right arm, like the skin and the bones peel back, and underneath is like this, is it like a blood red looking kind of tentacle too, right? And before this polydag can make its way through, Seth like whips the tentacle in the direction and it wraps around it, and he's able to maintain control.
I assume it bites me.
Yeah, I don't, it would have been more interesting to like be like, oh, well, something with the magic hurts you, but I can't think of a reason as to why that would happen because of the very nature of things. So yeah, I think that this thing just takes a bit of a chomp on you as you grab it, but you just sort of take it, and you are able to then get the polydag in the room. Are you leaving with Bowie now, though, Hodge, or are you going to try and leave him in there?
Yeah, I think so.
He's taking his Pokemon cards and going home.
Exactly. Mom can pick me up. I'm scared.
Okay, here's how I feel this is sort of wrapping up with this scene. Is Jesse and Hodge holding Bowie are leaving the room. Seth is using his tentacle arm to place this other polydag in the room before then pulling the tentacle back, shutting the door, and locking the two of them in there and just letting them be there. You hear some scratches from the one that is a lot feistier than the other, but that's kind of not new for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you now have successfully
moved them from one room to another.
Pretty good stuff.
It's like the Left 4 Dead. All we've done is cross the street.
What now, y'all?
Well, I guess I turn to them and go, so you wanted to talk about Corbin?
Right. Almost forgot. I found some tracks outside. They didn't seem to match the boots of the guys we fought, and I tracked them down south to an abandoned house. Me and Hodge, we took a look. I found Corbin's stress ball and a little bit of blood, and Hodge found the remains of another shock hair. My theory currently is that Corbin and Grace made it out together, took refuge in the abandoned house, got attacked by the shock hair, and left somewhere. I haven't figured that part out yet.
Okay. On my end, I talked to the three guys we have held. They seem just like normal local scumbags. I believe them when they say they don't know where Corbin or Grace is gone. And so I'm thinking we can go with your theory, or... Look, you know Corbin better than I do, but it is odd that we were attacked by a bunch of random locals and then they suddenly were attacked by a shock hair. Is it possible that Corbin's behind some of this? Like, did he want to take Grace somewhere?
I mean,
I know we don't want to like assume anything about our fellow agents, but it's a weird coincidence that all this is just suddenly happening. I mean, the shock hairs attacked us before the invasion, so it's like there's something weird going on.
I don't know. I just want to make sure that Grace is okay and Corbin is okay. I don't see why he would turn on us, but
I mean, he was really kind of pushing to leave even before we were attacked. So we seem to have like hit a dead end. If I might suggest something, we could check his room. At least there we might be able to spot like maybe where he was going to go. I'm not assuming that he was taking Grace somewhere or turning on us, but maybe we can get a clue to where he would have gone.
yeah, we should take a look. I mean, you say I know him better than you, but that's not saying much. I don't know him that well at all. I just know he isn't local to this area, so I don't know how many places he knows he could go to.
Then I say we look into his room. I mean, if everyone's okay with that, I say we look for some more clues because we're at a dead end here.
Yeah.